Hey sissies and buddies, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, I get that, like New Year's and everything like that. I got caught up, but I'm back and it's dinner time again. And on tonight, I made some stuffed cabbage rolls, and these things are bomb. Let me tell you, bomb. Okay, so as always, I'm going to tell you about how I made dinner and what's involved and blah, blah, blah. And then we'll move forward with the stories and just talking after that. So, stuffed cabbage rolls. For me, I have my own recipe for stuffed cabbage rolls. Like, it's not like some historical thing or anything like that. Like, I just do what I do. So, I don't know if you can see these, but first I start off with rice. So, you've heard me before talk about rice with the finger and letting it boil down, but in this instance, when the rice is in the pot, I will go ahead and throw in some chicken, chicken seasoning. It's like a jar that you get, and it's like chicken broth. You can buy the little cubes or whatever, but I buy the jar. It's powdered, and then you throw that in there on the rice while it's boiling. And then I also throw in some garlic chunks, like y'all heard me talk about before, throwing in the garlic chunks out the little jar. So I throw that in and let that simmer down. Now while that's simmering down, I chop up some carrots and some bell peppers, a little bit of onion and all that. So while the rice is simmering down, you throw all of that in, and then ground beef. So, some people buy super lean ground beef, but I cook my ground beef on the side so I can drain all the oil out of it. And then I throw all of that into the rice that goes inside of the cabbage rolls. So, it's the ground beef, it's the bell peppers, it's the onion. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to go ahead and lift it up right quick, but it's ground beef, bell peppers, onions, carrots, inside of the rice with the ground beef. So I let that all simmer down until it's tender, and then you get you a head of cabbage. You got to take out the root of the cabbage or the whatever that keeps it attached to the plant. Me, I call it the bud of the cabbage. You cut that out with a knife and then put that inside of a pot. Well, you can put it in a strainer. That's bomb. You put it in a strainer. Get you a pot of rice. You double boiling it, right, or steaming it. So you put your whole head. You take out the little back end of the cabbage, and then you put the whole cabbage in there to steam, because you got to loosen up the leaves, right? So once you loosen up the leaves, you take those out, take your rice mixture, stuff it in there, and roll it. Ooh, that is good. Look at that. All that deliciousness. So then you roll it in the cabbage and you put it in your pan, and you get your pasta sauce. I make pasta sauce in batches. So I told you, you put your onions, your tomatoes, your tomato paste, your seasonings and all that in a pot, and you let it simmer down for hours. And then I'll put like envelopes, Ziploc bags of that in the freezer. So you just take some of that after you peel the cabbage off. Stuff it with your rice mixture. You put that. Mmm. That's so good. Stuff it in your cabbage and roll it into like little, like rolls like that. And you put it in your pan, put a little sauce on it, put some cheese on the top of it. You know, whatever cheese you like. Me, I like provolone. That's just my favorite cheese. So I throw the provolone on top of there and put it in the oven and let it bake for a little while. Mmm. Got some stuffed cabbage. Stuffed cabbage is bomb. Mmm. I really don't have a drink tonight. I had cocktails a little earlier, so I got me some apple juice. I also got my frozen bottle of water. I know how I love that water. Take you all the way there. So that's stuffed cabbage. It's a few steps to make stuffed cabbage, but in the end, we got you a delicious meal. Mmm. That is good. So 2018, like I said, I don't make New Year's resolutions. I just let the universe guide me. Like, whatever it is I need to do or whatever it is I need to accomplish, I let the universe guide me. I put what I want out there, send positive vibes behind it, and then, you know, manifest it through work or strive, because you can want a dream, but you got to put the effort behind the dream. So 2018, it's only the 3rd, right? But it's been super weird for me. Like, I stay in my area. Everybody that knows me know I have a car, I drive, but I stay in my area. And I have reasons for that, which I'm going to go into lately. But, you know, I'm in the grocery store. I see somebody I haven't seen or talked to in a long time. It's low-key awkward, but, you know, we move past it. And then today, I'm in Walmart, a store I usually go to, you know, just in a necessity term. Actually, somebody else that I haven't seen physically in a long time. Like, I talked to this person, but I haven't seen them physically in a long time. So I had to ask myself, like, what is the universe trying to tell me? And, you know, this person absolutely does not stay on my side of town. Like, there is literally no reason for them to be over here where I'm at. And one of the biggest things with this person, you know, is that I don't drive. Everybody knows me knows I don't drive. Listen, I just don't. I have my reasons. Like, I'm afraid of cars. It's not the car that I'm in. It's the other people out there that I don't trust. You know what I mean? So this person and I have a long history, but at the same time, our history is limited because I'm not going to get in my car and come on your side of town. You have me all the way twisted. Like, I know you lying. I'm not going to get in my car and drive all of it. No, 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 no. You know what I'm saying? So, in the last 3 days, it got me thinking, like, What is the universe trying to tell me about this disability that I have when it comes to driving? So I got to thinking about it, and it brought me to two stories in my life. So, first story is this. I'm like 16. Getting to the, bus stop. You got your backpack on. You trying to run to the bus stop because you running late. You didn't slept too late. You got yourself together, and now you trying to make it. And I get to the bus stop, and just as I get there, the bus is driving off, right? So some parent had drove her son to the bus stop. He rode my bus. I don't even know him, but he rode my bus. So she seen me, and I'm out there like, rah, rah, rah. I didn't miss the bus because, Scorpios are extra. We super extra. Like, if stuff don't go the way you want it to go, like, Scorpios will get super extra. So I'm out there like, rah, rah, rah. And she was like, oh, okay, I see you missed the bus. Relax out. I just got to drop my daughter off at daycare, and then I'll take you to school. So I'm like, okay. She seemed like, don't get in cars with strangers. Anybody watching this, don't get in a car with strangers. But, in my mind, I felt okay, so I hopped in a car. So we drive to her daycare to drop her daughter off, and she's going to take me to school after that. So while we get ready to make the left, like, I don't know if you understand it, but we get ready to make the left into this daycare center, and there's a school bus right there with the stop signs out. And so if you know anything about that, like when the stop sign is out, you need to stop behind the school bus, right? So I guess somebody is frustrated. Their day is going bad. It's early in the morning. They running late, and they decide to swerve around the stop sign on the school bus. Just as she making the left, I see it coming, and I'm like, oh Lord, help me. But that's the last thing I remember was, oh Lord, help me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she smashed, whoever this driver was, smashed into the side of the car, and the car I was in literally curved around the front of her car. Aftermath. Like, as I got to heard the story after I survived it, this is all the things I learned. So I have no seatbelt on, but in the 90s, it was like a drug crisis, and they didn't really have lockers and all of that stuff. So I had like 6 books in my backpack. So I had the backpack on, and that's why I didn't put the seatbelt on, because I was sitting, up to the front. So when she hit the side of the car, I went through the windshield, but all them books in the backpack, like, pulled me back. So, and then I passed out, and the next thing I remember is being on a stretcher. And I was alone and scared. My mom was at work. Like, everything was everywhere. And then the only thing that could keep me calm, because I was having like panic, anxiety, and all of that. And the only thing to keep me calm was this song. I don't know if this is going to tell you how old I am, but it was a song out on the radio at that time called "Don't Worry, Be Happy." So while I was laying there on the stretcher with the thing on my neck, in my head, I kept saying, "Don't worry, be happy now." Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Like, so, long story short, I survived it. It was over. So after that, I never wanted to learn how to drive. Got married, had kids. You know, my mom's husband at the time had showed me how to drive, but I was good on driving. You got me twisted. I don't trust y'all. But after divorce and all that, now I got 2 kids, and I'm trying to survive out here by myself. It was like several years later. you really can't work and take care of kids on your own and like do everything you have to do and not have a car. So I ended up buying a car, a Toyota Corolla. A little 6 speed, like I was driving it, right? So at this time I live in California. And anybody that knows California knows like the commute is everything. Like you trying to find a job, it's probably not gonna be in your area. So you on the freaking freeway, right? So at this time I lived in Lancaster, but I was working in Santa Fe Springs. It's a drive. Okay. So I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, commute to work, and then not for nothing, I probably don't get home till like 8 o'clock at night. That's how long every day I commute. So this particular Friday, I'm not trying to hop in that whole bumper to bumper traffic that comes with commuting. So a few of my girls and myself said, well, let's go to El Torito. And El Torito is like the whitewash version of Mexican food, but it was still delicious. And the happy hour was on point. Like you get margaritas for $1. So I'm there with my girls and we're like blah, 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 blah. Before I know it's 8 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, let me go home. I hop on the freeway. Now, mind you, coming from Santa Fe Springs to get to Lancaster, it's hella freeways. But I'm trying to, avoid the traffic. So I hop on the 605. You know what I'm saying? Take the 605 to the 210, which is way out of the way because that take you like through Pasadena and all of that. But it'll hit you back up with the 5 instead of going straight through the city. Like you can go around and like get less traffic. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, boom. I hop on the 210, hit the, go all the way through, hit the 5, and then you hit the 14, which the 14 would take you to Lancaster. Now, anybody that drove the 14 know the 14 is nothing but black, dark mountain hills with the light every now and again and the cliff on the other side. Like this freeway is savage as shit, right? So, I'm in my zone because back then when I get in the on the freeway, I'll put on some CDs, some DMX, some Ja Rule, whatever to get me through get me through the ride. So oh, this is so fucking bomb. That is bomb. So it's so crazy out here. Like the exit signs ain't even got names. They got like X, Y's, and like crazy shit. So you out here in the canyon. But I'm cool. And I'm flying through traffic. It's getting a little late. All the traffic and kind of died down. So it's like you and like a few other cars, but not too many. So I always been a little timid about driving, so I was never really in the fast lane. Like I'd be into like the 1, 2, maybe not the 1, but like the 2, 3 lane, and then that 4th lane is like for people that want to hit the pedal. So I wasn't really in that lane. I was probably in like the 3rd lane, right? So I see this truck coming up in front of me. I like, it's the truck. They got the cab and like the flatbed, and they usually carry stuff on it. But at this moment, it carries stuff like other vehicles, work equipment, whole tubes of cement that look like they finna put it in the ground. Like this is that type of flatbed truck, but it's empty. So I'm like, okay, cool, because usually I don't mess with the big trucks, but I'm like, okay, cool, this truck is empty. So I'm gonna get on the side of it and try to, get past him right quick. We come around this curve. I'm going fast. He going fast. The back of his truck start doing the little fishtail thing. So I'm looking in my side and I'm in my rear view mirror and I see this whole back of this truck trying to, because he hit the curve too fast. So now he low-key fishtailing, and if the back of that truck hit my car, I'm about to die. Like, there's no other explanation. Like, you are literally about to die right now. If that truck hits you, it is over. Okay? So I press my little gas, hit my clutch, put that shit in six real quick, and like, boom, I'm fasten out. But at the same time, I'm in panic mode. Like, I done broke out into a sweat. Like, it's dripping. My heart is beating real fast. It's pounding. I'm like, and I made it, but his truck ended up turning all the way to the side, and traffic stopped, and you can hear a spurt, skirt, spurt, blah, blah, blah. And just as I made it past the front of his truck, all hell broke out, behind me. So I am like freaked out. I am literally freaked out. And so, and mind you, it's dark as shit out here. Like, it is dark as shit out here. So I can't even bring my foot off the gas. Like, I'm driving fast as heck, like trying to get out of here. And I see a light, and the light looked like a gas station. So I pull off the road and I pull in the gas station, and I'm like trying to pull myself together. So I called the one person that I had at that time to like pull me together, which was my granny. I was probably like 30 miles outside of Palmdale. And I called her and told her what's going on. She was like, she gave me the word, because my granny was like hardcore with it. Like, she'll give you the word and it'll sound like she cussing you out, but she trying to get you where you need to be. So I pull over this gas station, I call her, I'm crying. She like, look, you need to pull yourself together. You was way too far away from your kids to be falling apart. Pull it together, get back on that freeway, and get your black ass home, and then you can fall apart. But right now, you way too far away from home to be, losing your shit. You got to tighten up, right? So I get back on the freeway, she stay on the phone with me, and then I get all the way back to Lancaster, and then I'm good. But it traumatized me, like, between that car accident and that truck shit. Like, I don't drive freeways. You got me twisted. And then B, I have to know the streets and where I'm at. Like, I can't do that. So, like, that brings me back to my original, topic. Like, seeing this person on my side of town, like, it made me feel some type of way, because we don't see each other a lot, because I refuse to drive. I will not. But it reinforced in me, like, listen, know your limitations. Excuse me as I chew. But know your limitations. That's what's important about this lifestyle. Like, if you don't know yourself, how are you going to serve or be the better part of somebody else, or provide what somebody else needs if you don't know yourself? This is, not even in this lifestyle, but just in regular life. Like, you have to know your limitations. So, trust me, I catch it all the time. Like, ooh, you don't want to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you gonna come and get me, and then I trust you enough to sit in your passenger seat, then yes, I will go. But I'm not gonna force myself past, because I've tried that. Like, I have got in the car I've been driving and then found myself sitting on the side of the road waiting for somebody to come get me, and they need to bring somebody else because somebody got to drive my car back to where I need to be. Listen, know your limitations. Everybody starting these New Year's resolutions and I hate this New Year, new me stuff. That kills me because it's not about making goals that you can't reach. Like, I have gotten to the point in my life where I can drive out of my neighborhood, but trust me, it's going to be somebody in the passenger seat that I trust that can bring me down if I go too far. Oh, and I already know. Oh, you need to see psychiatrists and get a listen. I've been through a lot in my life, and I believe that therapy helps people. But therapy is not for me. And the reason for that is this. You're not going to give me a bunch of pills to try to make me feel better. Like, I know what economy we live in. I'm not going to take a bunch of extra stuff to feel better about me. I'm going to deal with what I have to deal with to make a better me. Baby steps. You know what I'm saying? Don't force yourself. Do what you have to do to get to where you need to be, but without, drugging yourself. You're not going to give me no psychotropics and have me sitting somewhere because I have anxiety. Listen, it's a lot of people out here that assume or self-diagnose anxiety. Like, I literally have anxiety. I've been through enough to where a certain situation will make me faint because my heart rate gets too high. On the other side of that, you ain't finna medicate me neither. I have mind power. I have self-control. And I have faith. If you have faith in whatever you believe in, anybody said that, the higher power or this, that, and the third, but I believe in faith. And if I could hop in a car, which is almost the scariest thing on earth for me, and get to point A and point B, to me, it's about self-control. And so that's just what I do. When I feel it coming up, I'll be like, Lenitra, listen, you got to relax. I say that a lot, but you got to relax. Like, sometimes you just have to get right here, tell yourself, you got to relax. It's going to be okay. And for me, that works. I'm not saying that it's going to work for everybody, but for me, that works. So, like I said, seeing people in my neighborhood that are not usually here, and running into folks and having awkward conversations. Awkward as shit. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. That fake ass shit. I felt like the universe had told me at that moment, like, I had built this bubble where I feel safe inside of this bubble, but it may be time for me to, like, branch, open the door, let somebody in, get in your car, drive a little further than the 5-10 blocks that you used to. Go see somebody. it might build a relationship that is lasting. So, that's my New Year's resolution. I like, again, I said New Year's resolution, but I don't believe in setting myself up for failure. I take baby steps. For me, if I put too much pressure on myself to do anything and give it a title, then it probably is not going to work. My thing is life-changing baby steps to get to where you need to be. So, with that being said, I'm gonna eat almost all of these cabbage rolls. I put 3 on my plate. I didn't eat 2. I'm gonna be full. But I really like these discussions. I'm gonna have more discussions like this coming up on my channel. That's so good. Ooh, I'm full. So, like I said before, that's something new for me. I'm trying it. I like how it makes me feel. Like I said, I know that, excuse me, I know that I haven't been doing it regularly right now, but I'm about to jump into my zone because I like the way it feels to do these videos. It feels good. So, if you like the content, you like the questions, if you have any questions about my recipes or how I get it cracking, like eventually I'm going to go ahead and do cooking videos, but go ahead, like, subscribe, hit that bell so you can catch my videos when they first come out. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Little army. Woo, woo. But again, like, subscribe, share these videos, hit that bell so you can get those new notifications when they come in. Thank you for tuning in. I love you lots and lots. Have a good night.